explain what arbitrage is, just in case you don't know. Wikipedia defines arbitrage as the practice of taking advantage of differences in prices in two or more markets. Now, in our day, arbitrage is normally referring to exchange and currency markets. But just to make this visual, my mom owns a retail store and buys most of her products in Bali and Thailand and resells them in the US for a profit. This is retail arbitrage, and so is dropshipping for those of you who are familiar with that. Now, arbitrage is extremely profitable in the crypto market due to its high volatility. Prices are constantly changing, and there is going to be discrepancies between prices on different exchanges. For example, Bitcoin might be trading for 40K on one exchange and 41K on another one. So in theory, you could buy Bitcoin at 40 on one exchange and sell it for 41 on the other, which is a 2.7% profit. Anyways, why does this matter? Maybe you've heard of Sam Bankman-Fried. He's the founder of a crypto exchange called FTX, and according to Forbes, he is the richest man under 30 and worth about $26.5 billion. Well, guess what? He became this rich in 4 years doing arbitrage in the crypto markets. Some sources say he was able to profit 10, 20, or sometimes even 30% in one transaction because the price discrepancies between exchanges were so big back in 2017. Now, obviously, over time, the margins have gotten smaller, but it is not uncommon for large transactions to generate anywhere from 1 to 4% profit doing arbitrage trading. When I learned this, guess what I asked myself next? Is this legal? The short answer is yes, and actually nation states encourage it because it contributes to the market efficiency, liquidity, and helps to create price stabilization. Now, the next obvious question is, well, why doesn't everyone do this? This type of transaction is only available to large capital, and most people don't have access to 6 or often even 7 figures to execute a trade. I don't want to get too technical, but you can't trade arbitrage profitably through regular exchanges due to the fees and slippage. So the way to do it properly is through an OTC desk. OTC stands for over the counter, and it's basically like a direct transaction with an exchange, not using their platform like a retail trader would. But they only do these kinds of exchanges with large sums of money. So like I said, unless you got 6 or 7 figures, you're normally out of luck. Until now. Sorry, I was just trying to be like one of those commercials. Recently, we found a firm that operates as a capital pool and allows participation with as little as $9 by pooling everyone's money together. Now, from what I've researched, arbitrage trades are pretty profitable, and so they take a handsome cut for providing this service, as they should. But the result is often around 0.2 to 0.3% per round of transactions, and these transactions take around 2 hours to complete. So, of course, as soon as I found out how potentially profitable this firm was, COTP, which stands for Crypto OTC Trading Platform, I started to dig around and do some research, and here's what I found. The good and the bad. The bad is, obviously, nothing is risk-free, and you should always only play with money you are willing to lose. This isn't some rainbow unicorn that makes profit with zero risk. That just doesn't exist. The second bad thing is that there isn't an excessive amount of information on the company, and their website is pretty vague, and it seems they still have a, kind of generic website built where like the images of the team aren't their actual images. Now, the third, and this one is actually kind of neutral, I guess, but you have to log onto the site every 2 hours to execute the arbitrage trade. So if you're not on it, you're gonna miss out on a lot of the transactions. However, we actually have a fix for this, which I'll get into in a minute. So here's the good stuff I found. One, supposedly the company has been around since 2019, and when I looked up the domain creation, that actually adds up. They registered the domain on March 14th of 2019 and just renewed it on February 8th this year. Another good thing is they renewed it for 6 years, which kind of indicates that they aren't planning on going anywhere. Second, I looked into their business registration, and they are registered in Colorado, and the business is in good standing, so that's great. Third, they are MSB licensed, which is the Money Service Business, and is a federal license issued by FinCEN, which is the Financial Crime Enforcement Bureau. They hold license number 409, which is money transmitter, and 415, which is dealer in foreign exchange. And this is really good and very comforting. Fourth, and probably one of my favorite parts, is unless your money is in the middle of a round of arbitrage trades, it is completely liquid, meaning you can withdraw some or all of your money anytime, no holding periods, no specific days of the week, and the process is automated, meaning you can receive your money to the designated wallet in minutes, no admin approval. I tested this myself and received my money in under 10 minutes. So now that you know the good and the bad, and by all means, feel free to check the sources yourself and do your research. Remember I mentioned that you have to manually make the trades every 2 hours? Which, I mean, only takes like a few minutes to do and doesn't take away from how crazy this program is. But after about 3 days of having an alarm set for every 2 hours and having your sleep, meals, work constantly interrupted, you're gonna start missing trading rounds. Trust me, I know from experience. Well, our team hired a programmer to create a JavaScript piece of code that you can run on a virtual computer 24/7 that does all of the work of clicking the buttons for you every 2 hours. So for anyone joining our team and running an arbitrage account, we are providing this software for free with exact instructions on how to set it up. Not sure how long it'll be free, so, hop on it while you can. Now, obviously, the things I just mentioned are totally optional, but in my eyes are also a total no-brainer. You will maximize your profit and automate all the work that you have to do. So just to wrap this video up, here is everything you need to know. This is an arbitrage trading platform that executes trades for us through its software. There are no setup or monthly fees. You can start with as little as $9. You can deposit and withdraw at will, and transactions only take minutes, both coming in and going out. But there is a 0.3% withdrawal fee. Every 2 hours, give or take 15 minutes, you can enter a round of trades, which have been averaging 0.3% profit, or around 3% a day if you don't miss any of the trading rounds. You can do these trading rounds manually, or you can set up our script for free if you're on our team to automate the process. Finally, only play with money you are willing to lose. Everything has risk. My personal strategy and what I'm comfortable losing is 10K. Now, as soon as that doubles, which it is on track to happen in about 4 weeks from when I deposited, I will take my principal out, which means now I'm running this program with house money. And from there on, I'll take a little bit of profit every week while continuing to let it grow and compound. So now, the ball's in your court. If you have some money you're willing to risk, honestly, this is the best risk to reward strategy that I have found in the last 10 years of doing business. Personally, I really don't care if you do this or not, but me and my partners are definitely gonna run this up. And if being financially independent has ever been a goal of yours, then start taking risks. Whether it's this strategy or another one, doesn't matter, I don't care, just start taking risks. And with that, much love, peace out.